With the regular season finally over and the playing games literally less than 24 hours away as I'm recording this video, I'm going to make my official predictions for who's going to come out this playing game and who's going to make the 7th and 8th seed out west and out east. So like I said, the playing games are in less than 24 hours, so I'm not going to spend too much time on each matchup and each team and how they're going to win and everything. So let's get into the first matchup. Starting in the Eastern Conference, I'm going to go into the 9-10 matchup with the Raptors and Bulls in Toronto. And I won't lie, I haven't watched too many Toronto Raptors games this season. I know they have a good defense, of course, Siakam, Scotty Barnes, Gary Trent Jr., Van Vliet, Jakob has been great for them. But I do favor the Chicago Bulls with Levine, DeMar, Vucevic, Caruso, Pat Bev. Like, this team is really good and they have been able to have a very good defense. They've had the second best defensive rating in the league since All-Star break. And since All-Star break, the Chicago Bulls have had better records than the Suns, Raptors, Clippers, Nuggets, Heat, and many more very solid teams. But I do think this is where the Raptors season ends. So in the 7-8 matchup out east, which is the Heat versus Hawks in Miami, I actually have the Atlanta Hawks taking this. I think they have the better record when facing each other this season, and I just trust the Atlanta Hawks more, honestly. Now in a 7-game series, I probably do fear the Miami Heat more, but in a play-in game, I probably am taking the Atlanta Hawks. Now while the Miami Heat have had a top 10 defense throughout the whole season, since All-Star break it has fallen off some. And with their offense already being mediocre, they cannot afford their defense to also fall into that mediocre realm. And with the Atlanta Hawks, since All-Star break, they've had the second best offensive rating in the entire league, and they do have a mediocre defense, but at least they have a great part of their team instead of just both mediocre like the Miami Heat have been since All-Star break. And I really just do like the personnel of the Atlanta Hawks a little more with Trae Young, DeJounte Murray, Capella, Hunter, Okongwu, Sadiq Bey. I liked how he's played. Like, I just like this team in a one-game elimination type situation more than I like the Jimmy Butler-led Miami Heat team. So I do have the Hawks taking on that 7th seed and facing the Celtics in the second round. Now to decide who gets that last 8th seed spot, we have the Miami Heat versus the Chicago Bulls in Miami. Now this is actually probably going to be a really good game to decide who goes home or who takes that last playoff spot, but in this matchup, I do see the Miami Heat winning. Honestly though, this is a toss-up of a game, but I can't see the Miami Heat losing 2 games in a row in these type of scenarios. Butler will be able to attempt to guard Levine or DeMar, try and slow those guys down, and with Bam Adebayo down low, Vucevic I don't think will be the same with how great of a rebounder Bam is and a defender Bam is. I just cannot see the Miami Heat losing 2 games in a row at home in must-win situations. Like, I think we're not giving them enough respect if you say they're going to lose this one. So with all that being said, I do have the Miami Heat winning and them going on to the 8th seed to face the Milwaukee Bucks in the first round. Now let's go out west where I go to the 9-10 matchup, which is the Thunder versus the Pelicans in New Orleans. Now in this game, I can definitely see OKC going home with the W. Shea puts up like 40, 35 or something like that. Jalen Williams shows up, Giddey shows up. Like, I can see this team really destroying the Pelicans. I'm not gonna lie, I can see a situation where that happens, but I trust the consistent play of the New Orleans Pelicans just a little more, so I am taking the Pelicans to win this game to move on to the next round of the play-in, and we'll get into who they match up with then. I just like the way the Pelicans have played, especially with the fact that they have had a top 3 defense since All-Star break, and they also have players like Brandon Ingram who've been absolutely incredible since All-Star break, averaging 27, 7, and 6, shooting 59% from true shooting percentage. CJ has been alright, I guess you can say. He hasn't been, you know, very good, but the fact that Brandon Ingram has been amazing, like, I really do think this Pelicans team can win this game. Herb Jones go out there, lock up Shea. I can definitely see the situation where that happens. I like to see Trey Murphy go out there and shoot more. Like, I can definitely see the Pelicans win this game. I like their consistent play more and their incredible defense. Now the 7-8 matchup is going to be pretty interesting, which is the Lakers facing off with the Timberwolves in LA. Now in this matchup, to decide who goes to the 7th seed, I do have the Los Angeles Lakers winning this game. And the Timberwolves have finished their season in the most nightmarish way possible, with Gobert and Kyle Anderson getting into it with a Gobert punch towards Kyle Anderson, Jaden McDaniels punching the wall and fracturing his hand. Gobert is going to be suspended for this playing game. It has been the most nightmarish end to a season you can ever imagine for a team who was having, you know, a pretty decent run to end the season off, try and make the play-in and maybe, you know, make into the playoffs or something. But this has been a nightmarish ending to a year, with the Lakers ending their season on a pretty hot streak, you know, finally getting everyone healthy, winning their last game of the season. The Timberwolves winning their game, but probably in a pretty bad fashion, with everyone finding out Jaden McDaniels has a fractured hand, Gobert's gone. Like, it was just a mess of a game. They did somehow come back and win, but I don't think they're going to win versus the Lakers. The Lakers have been playing great basketball since the trade deadline and All-Star break, and with LeBron finally playing good again, who had a tough patch in the season, AD playing great, you know, everyone finally getting healthy. When with the Timberwolves, Gobert suspended, Jaden McDaniels fractured hand, everyone's kind of has this drama in Minnesota right now. I don't see them winning this game, and I think they're going to go on and face New Orleans in that second round, I guess you can call it, playing game. So I do have the Lakers winning this one and going to the 7th seed and facing the Memphis Grizzlies in the first round. Now for the very last play-in matchup out west, which is deciding the 8th seed, Timberwolves versus Pelicans in Minnesota. Now for this one, honestly, in my notes I actually have the New Orleans Pelicans winning this, who have been red hot. But I'm going to change it last second. I think the Timberwolves are going to win this. I think they beat New Orleans with Anthony Edwards being able to show up a lot of the times in his very young career, a lot of the times in important moments. Cat, you know, playing pretty good. Gobert will hopefully be back for that game. Now, they're probably not going to have Jaden McDaniels with that fractured hand, who's a huge piece of the team, one of the best defenders in the league. But I do think they can beat the Pelicans without him, and with Ant and Gobert and Cat and those guys. I think this is going to be a very close matchup though, with New Orleans being red hot recently. They have a really good defense and consistent offense, but I do think their offense, if Brandon Ingram can be taken out this game, or at least slowed down, with Anthony Edwards, who's a very good defender, I think he can guard Brandon Ingram, try and slow him down as best as possible. And with Rudy Gobert in the paint area, who can hopefully play good this game after coming off of that drama, I think they can actually win this game versus New Orleans and take home that 8th seed. And they would go on to take on that 8th seed and face the Denver Nuggets in round 1. So a recap of the playing games, the results would lead to the Heat facing the Bucks round 1, the Hawks facing the Celtics in round 1, and out west the Timberwolves facing the Nuggets round 1, and the Lakers facing the Grizzlies in round 1. So if you guys liked the video, hit the like button down below, subscribe button, notification bell, so you can be notified as soon as they upload, especially during the playoffs and playing and everything. Gonna be uploading a lot of videos, so be ready for that. And if you agree, disagree, or you're on the fence with what I'm saying, put it down in the comments below. Let's have a conversation about it. Be respectful, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace out.